Welcome everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today that is called the Divine Masculine Ghost Mode. So this is actually a new reading that I just put together that is available for purchase in my Etsy shop. So if you guys want your own personalized version of this reading, go ahead and take a look at the link in the top of this description box here. So what is this about? This of course is about a divine masculine in your life that you've obviously have had either a falling out with or some sort of challenge, and there is an amount of ghosting going on. Now, it doesn't have to be a full ghost mode, but it could just be somebody who's really pulling away. This isn't to keep anybody stuck or obsessed on a partnership. This is really for you to just kind of see what could be attributing to this ghosting and what you can do in the meantime to just focus on yourself and empower yourself. That's really where my readings, I always gear them towards the end. But it is the responsibility of the viewer to be discerning, to see what is resonating for you, what's not resonating for you, what's good for you to watch, what's not good for you to watch, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this little spiel. You guys can just, of course, fast forward through this if you don't want to listen. But I just want to say a couple of things. I'm going to be about 5 minutes here. So, since I have come on to just being a reader here on YouTube on this journey back in 2017, I just think that as a human being, which I am, going through just my own stuff as well, wherever we're at, it's going to constantly be shifting, evolving, and changing. And if you guys have been with me this entire time, or some of you guys, for a few years, which I do see in the comments, you guys, and I just want to say, I just love your support and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But you guys have seen me go through lots of different shifts and changes. Yes, of course, I'm a human being with my own issues and my own traumas and my own things that are going to unfortunately come through either the messages or the readings. And so I just want to just be completely authentic and just say, I know in the very beginning of the year, I really pulled back from doing these types of readings. And it felt for me at the time, that's what I needed to do. Not only was a lot of stuff coming at me from the collective with a lot of people that, were stuck, I felt responsible. And I think that, to some degree, we do have to be responsible for what we're putting out as far as content is concerned. And so there were certain types of readings that I was doing that I won't do anymore. But I think what I did is I did a complete and total, I'm not going to do any readings that are connected to soul connections and et cetera, et cetera. So at first it felt like it was a good shift for me. And also it was, I feel, a good break, not only for me, but also for the collective. Okay. But what I realized throughout time is that my purpose and my mission, which is what gets me out of bed every day, was no longer there. As much as I did get a lot of positive response from some of you guys out there where you guys were also ready to take a break and you were kind of done with focusing on a person, et cetera, et cetera. The thing is that I was getting 0 bookings for readings, and it's not necessarily about the money, but, let's face it, you guys, it is a part of what I do for a living. So I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. But the thing is, it's like, I don't have any interaction anymore with people. I don't have anybody coming to me and saying, hey, Mystic Moon, could I get your advice on this? That is a part of my mission. It's a part of my purpose to be able to help people, find themselves, to heal within their soul connections. So, for a few months, I just went through a very deep depression, and I just thought, I just don't understand, so not every single thing has to be so black and white. And I think that that's also why there were people that were really repelled by my sudden shift and dropped away from my channel, all those things, because they really felt maybe judged. I mean, I did get a lot of hate. People felt judged. People felt like I was being super judgy, looking down upon them and saying, you shouldn't be focusing on soul connections. And if I did come across that way, you guys, that certainly was not my intention at all. But, sometimes we do come across a certain way. So I want to apologize to anyone that maybe during that time felt judged by me or felt like there was something that I said that, just made them feel like shit. So I just wanted to come on and just basically tell you guys that that's just where I'm at energetically. And, you know, things are constantly shifting and changing for all of us. So, you know, it's just about going with the flow. So if you guys are still feeling my vibe, fantastic. And if you're not, it's no big deal. It's okay. There are so many amazing readers out there to choose from. You know, so that's what I want to say first and foremost. So what I've decided to do is I'm really feeling that I can help people and attract people into me by doing these types of readings that are very heavily focused on your soul connection, divine masculine, you know, your divine feminine lessons, things like that, past loves, traumas, all that stuff. So I used to do a variety of readings on my channel, and I've just kind of pulled back from doing that because I'm feeling like I'm really in this vibration of being able to, you know, help people at this time and booking those readings and just really feeling like, yeah, I'm back in that flow of my purpose and my mission. So I guess what I'm trying to say too is that if you guys are looking for more of a variety of readings that kind of go over, you know, maybe life purpose or angels or, you know, topics of money and career, all of those types of readings, I'm doing a huge variety of that on my other channels of Instagram and TikTok, which of course are down below. And so you guys can always check in there daily because I usually post something there daily that really doesn't have to do with this, or it's just quick, short readings. That's another thing. You know, quick, short readings, some people like that. But when I stopped doing most of these types of readings, I was just doing real short stuff, real quick stuff. And I had people reach out to me that say, I really missed your long and involved readings. And I'm just like, I actually miss doing it too. I love sitting down here for like at least an hour and just getting into it with you guys. So I just feel like I'm in some sort of flow now for me that's kind of a happy medium. And it might not feel that way to everybody because I did have someone reach out to me, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And, you know, it was one of those backhanded compliments where you're kind of like, I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to accomplish here by publicly trying to call me out or make me feel like shit. I'm not sure. Or maybe they were coming from an innocent place. I don't really know, but I don't really care because what it did is it prompted me to come on here today and kind of address that. The person asked me, are you just going back to doing all this stuff for the money? And what I said is it's what I'm doing now is I'm going back to my purpose and my mission, which is helping people. So if this is the content that creates that avenue for me, then that's what I feel good about. And that's really where I'm coming from. And of course, you know, is it nice to have a little bit of that abundance come back? Absolutely. But if I wanted that true abundance, that financial abundance that I had before, I would be naming every single reading, twin flame this, twin flame that, twin flame obsession, ba, 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 ba. That's what I would be doing if I really wanted to turn a profit here, you guys. But I still hold strong on that, which that label for me, and it's not that that label is bad. It's not that I don't believe in twin flames. It's just that a lot of that, there's a lot of stuff out there that I feel that other readers that are really plugged into that journey and really, you know, just kind of truly identify with that journey. I feel that there are better channels out there to watch twin flame content on, not mine. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I kind of stand with the whole situation. And I just think that a lot of people can get stuck on, hung up on labels as well. So I don't really like to focus too much on those labels. So anyways, you guys, that's what I have to say today. I guess it was a little longer than 5 minutes, but that's what I have for you. And anyways, just wanted to say that. So let's get into the reading. So the Orgonites that I've chosen for this reading today, we've got the Divine Masculine Nude, and we also have Archangel Azrael Pyramid, created by my friend Michele from Wing and Bell. And the decks I'll be using, there's actually two creators that I'm focusing on here today. I've got Angelic Revelation 144 and Four of Wands Tarot 1111. And some other random decks that you guys can find on Amazon. So I'll put all the links down below. So anyways, you guys, let's get into it. So the very first thing that we're going to focus on is the energy surrounding this ghosting behavior that has occurred. Okay. So what has attributed to this ghosting behavior? This is a fantastic deck because it says, I just got spooked. Why I ghosted you. So let's take a look at this. This is from Angelic Revelation 144. What is the energy of this ghosting surrounding the situation with this person currently? What's the deal with this ghosting? Under the control of others. So, you guys, There is some sort of influence, and it's not to blame other people, because ultimately we do have to take responsibility for what we are allowing ourselves to be influenced by. But there is some sort of controlling person or somebody's thoughts or judgments about your divine masculine, this person is under some sort of influence. They care about what other people think. So that is a factor here in this ghosting, okay? So now we're going to go into the Tarot Z, which is the zombie tarot here, and get a clarification. Let's clarify that. Under the control of others. We do have the Eight of Cups. So this Eight of Cups is the walking away. It's the Eight of Cups, which is someone that is walking away. And you can see here, this person is holding on to this man who's trying to walk away. So I feel like this walking away, this ghosting, this choosing not to, engage with you at this time, feminine, is there is someone that is somewhat, I don't want to say completely, but somewhat responsible for your person walking away from you. Okay. They either have something else going on. They have somebody maybe from their past that hasn't let them go. And so they feel like they have to stay in that situation. So this could, of course, be third party for some of you guys, but I just feel like you don't want them to go. And there's just really not a lot that you can do. You can't really control this person from exiting your life. So that is the energy surrounding this ghosting currently. So let's continue. We also have prefers to watch from afar. So this person, well, your divine masculine, prefers to just kind of be at a distance from you and maybe watch to kind of see what happens. He could be also watching you while this ghosting is occurring. So there could be a social media spying, or maybe asking about you during this separation. All right, let's see. So I had a little string that was there. Okay, so this right here, this is the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, I just feel, is definitely somebody who may want to come towards you. They may want to actually physically message you, but they're not. The Page of Pentacles to me is an offering. The Page of Pentacles is the start of something fresh, the start of something new, the start of something solid. But rather than coming towards you in this fashion, I just feel like it's just easier for them to watch you, but not actually communicate with you. All right. We have pointing fingers, finger pointing. So it could even be, you guys, that this person did project some sort of fear, or maybe even placed a judgment or blamed you in some way for something. And so again, this is just somebody who's not ready or even willing at this time to take responsibility. It's just easier to blame. This could also be this person blaming that influence in their life for their actions. So kind of shifting the blame, that blame shifting. And then we have the Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, being single, wanting to be alone. So that I feel also too that this person, your divine masculine, may have used this as an excuse. And I just feel that it is an excuse because this is a shadowy type of energy here. This is like shifting the focus onto something else, which this isn't really the issue. I feel like this masculine could have even said to this feminine that they're just a loner. They just prefer to be alone. They need their independence. They need to find themselves. And to some degree that could be true, but I just really feel like they're trying to shift the focus on this, and it's covering up something else. It's just an excuse. That's what I'm seeing with this. All right, last one. And we have cold communication. So if there has been communication, it has been cold, it has been detached. You may have texted this masculine and have gotten either a zero response, or the response was just, a one-liner, and it has just felt really, really cold to you. And then we have the Fool's energy. So the Fool's energy is just basically a restart. It's also just kind of detached, because that's the energy of the Fool is under the influence of Uranus, and Uranus is very much about detachment and freedom and just wanting to just be free. So I just feel like that's what's going on here. This influence is someone who just wants to be free. They they can't commit or don't want to commit. Their communication is, I can't start over. I can't start fresh with you. Maybe some of them even promised that you guys were going to start fresh and start new. And that obviously didn't happen. And so because they couldn't hack it, because they couldn't follow through with what they promised, now what they're going to do instead is they're going to be very cold towards you. And I just feel like there is an influence here, the influence of another person, of how their actions or what their actions and how it's going to impact someone else. So they're not necessarily thinking about how it impacts you. They're thinking about how it impacts someone else in their life. Interesting. So there is someone else that is in the way when it comes to this ghosting. It's not all of it, but that's a lot of it. Okay. So that's what we have so far in this energy. So now we're going to go ahead and go into what is this masculine currently, where is he at currently in his energy towards you in the head and heart space. So with all of that in mind, let's see where he is at. And I say he for masculine. It's just the way that I channel you guys. So just apply it how it resonates. So this right here is from 4 of Wands Tarot 1111. It's called the Denied Shadow Oracle. Where's this masculine at in his head space currently with this feminine? Currently in the head space with the feminine. Okay, so we have anxious attachment. Okay. Ancient, I don't know why I was going to say ancient. Anxious attachment. We also have ignorance. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and get a tarot here for this. This is called the Haunted House Tarot. The Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. I feel like where the masculine is currently at right now, the way that he is in his headspace towards this feminine, there's something that is obviously causing him to be anxious. He does still very much feel attached to her, so he doesn't necessarily want to let her go, but he is ignorant and unaware as to how to basically clear his energy to move forward with her, to take a risk, to take a chance. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about. So he does feel connected to her, like there's a destined energy. There's something where he feels like they're meant to be together in some way. So he's still attached to her, but there's a lot of fear of him not being able to either leave someone else behind or close up a cycle in his life of maybe being single or just wanting to do his own thing. And he's too ignorant or unaware right now, or does not have the correct tools to be able to change this energy around. So he still does feel attached to the feminine and still feels like there is some kind of a destined energy between the two of them, but he's too unaware and ignorant right now to be able to turn things around. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, the Wheel of Fortune also reminds me of a karmic cycle. I just feel like there's a karmic partner or a karmic cycle that's in the way, and he's too unaware or ignorant to be able to detach himself from that individual. I just feel like there could be codependency issues as well, or there's a dependency on some sort of an addiction here, and he's unable to clear it at this time. But he's aware enough to know that there is something magical, that there is something destined or fated between him and his feminine. He feels it, but again, not able to really do a lot about it at this time. So let's see where he's at in his heart space. Okay, so we have another energy of fear. So 2 cards now that say fear. Oversensitivity to being controlled or losing one's identity. So I do feel like for some of you guys, this may not be about another person. This could just be about this masculine's fear of losing his independence. I did see that earlier with the 9 of Pentacles energy. It's that fear. It's that fool's energy, which is I just want to be alone. I just want to have my ultimate freedom. I just want to just roam this life and do my own thing and have what I want when I want it, but I don't want it all the time. So there's this just major fear of intimacy. Somebody is afraid of losing who they are in another person. So it scares them. What else? And we have balance. is afraid that it's going to lose their equilibrium, lose the balance within themselves. So a lot of this stuff is being projected on the feminine. You're too controlling. You want too much from me. We don't want the same things. We're not on the same page. I'm getting a lot of that energy here in this reading, that this masculine has said these things to the feminine. So in the heart space, is afraid of losing oneself, is afraid of being completely enmeshed and losing his identity here. If he opens his heart to this feminine. Yep, there's that Justice card. Is afraid of losing that balance. Okay? So I feel like he's very much in a detached mode of making this decision to cut the feminine out of his life, or just to cut communication with her. That's the Justice's energy. The Justice is very, kind of a cold and detached judge. This would be, like a judge that has to make a decision. They're very impartial to their feelings, or the feelings of others. It's about facts. It's about logic. It's about rationale. And I just feel like that's where masculine is at right now in his heart space. He's kind of hardened. And until he clears this fear, and until he gains some sort of equilibrium in his life, or has that inner harmony, which we can see inner harmony, he's not going to be able to have that harmony outside of himself with the feminine. Okay. But there could also be something else too. I am picking this up for some, just take it if it resonates, that there could be somebody that is married, or somebody that has a transaction, as in a soul contract going on with another person, a karmic partner, a karmic situation. And so until that's balanced, this masculine cannot completely open himself up to this feminine. That is for some. All right, you guys. So that is what we have going on with the current head and heart space towards this feminine. Very much in his logical, rational thinking with this one. Yes, there are some heartfelt energies here, but it's not overriding his headspace, is what I'm seeing with that. So now we're going to go into something that this masculine has kept hidden from the feminine and has not told her. Okay. So this right here is Tarot V, which is, of course, the Vampire Tarot. And then we have Vice's Oracle by Four of Wands Tarot. Something that the masculine has kept hidden from the feminine and has not told her. We have people pleaser. Yeah, I'm telling you right now that there is someone or something in the masculine's life that he cares about what they think. So he's not necessarily being honest that there is someone else in the picture that has influence over him. He's afraid to admit that. It could even be a parent, you guys, or a friend, someone that he is not going to please by either choosing to be in a relationship or choosing to be with you. All right. So there's some kind of needs of another person or thoughts of another person that he's putting above his own. And that makes him feel very ashamed. He doesn't want to admit that this is happening. That is what is this? The Page of Wands. Yeah, I believe that's the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, of course, is, it's about our communication skills. It's also a childlike type of energy. This is someone who feels like what they're doing right now, or what they're, how they're going about their life is their own. And I'm getting here, there's a real struggle here with this masculine. His actions right now, or what he is communicating outside of himself, is not a true reflection of what's going on the inside. So I just feel like we have that wolf there too. It's like lone wolf energy. This is, I'm better off on my own. I'm better off or programmed. I'm getting here for some, this person has been programmed throughout their lives because of their experiences. It's like a narrative that they're still carrying around, that they are just a terminal single person, terminal bachelor, that all they do is hurt people. So it's better for them to just be alone. Yeah, that's what it is. So they have to live up to this reputation, I'm getting, for some. That's an interesting message that's coming through. So what he's not telling the feminine is that he's got this internal crisis, this identity crisis going on with who he is. That's interesting. We also have an elitist. Oh, look at this. So this right here is like a false energy. This is someone who is pretending to be something that they are not. I do feel like this particular masculine, not going to resonate with everyone, is very much into status, very much into needing to appear that he has it all together, or that he is someone that he truly is not. He's playing a role. This masculine is not being honest or authentic. So if he can't be honest and authentic with himself or with other people, he's certainly not going to be able to be that way with you, Divine Feminine. And so it's just easier sometimes to run away from people that we've burned, or people that are just getting a little too close, really seeing under the mask. And we want to kind of get rid of that kind of energy. It's very uncomfortable when people know who you are, but there's still some role that you're playing. So you end up looking like a two-faced person. So it's just easier to get rid of people that really see who you truly are. And I just feel like there's this energy here, Divine Feminine. Wow. And also, too, I act like I'm better than everyone. If this masculine has made you feel less than, Divine Feminine, it's bullshit, okay? It's not true at all. We have the Queen of Cups now. The Queen of Cups is the ultimate Divine Feminine. You know, she's got this authentic heart. She is real. She's deep. She has depth. And I do feel, you guys, that this masculine here for you has really felt your energy to the depths of who you are. The love and the compassion that you've shown this masculine. You know, he may have bit your hand after you fed him, kind of thing, is what I'm seeing here. And it just also makes you feel like, wow, I can't believe that this person who said they cared about me or that they loved me so much would now treat me in this way. I am getting that. So one thing that this masculine holds deep down and has not told the feminine is actually how he truly feels about her deep down. But if he can't really be authentic with his own self, with who he is, this is really hard. That's a really hard energy to remain in. So it's easier for him to remain in the justice energy, which is the sword, the cold, hard truth, just the cold energy. Okay, we have broke ass. I never have money and expect you to pay. So what I'm getting here is that this really bothers this masculine. There could be something in his life where he does not want to be broke. He doesn't want to be how, you know, maybe he was raised in a situation where there was a lot of poverty. So that money and status and being an elitist is very important to this masculine. So it might just be that he's choosing materialism and status and the outer world over the depths of connection with this feminine. And I also feel like feeling down and out. So when you feel down and out with yourself, what do? You push everything out. You don't want people to see you broke. You don't want people to see that you're not who you want to be or that who you claim to be. So now we have the Seven of Cups. This masculine may really, really feel, I'm sorry, not seven. I don't know why I said Seven of Cups. Not Seven of Cups. It's the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is an energy, again, of someone who is, you know, kind of immature and dreamy, you know. They're not willing to really move forward with this cup. They're not really able to move forward with their ideas. They're still trying to please everyone else. They're still trying to be someone that they really aren't. They're still trying to find themselves, is what I am seeing, Divine Feminine. So this masculine really is, gosh, what is that she's on? It kind of looks like a freaking, I mean, it's a fish, but it looks like a toad to me for some reason. It just looks like a toad. So this masculine is no prince, feminine. He may pretend to be a prince. He may act like he's a prince. He's not a prince. Not yet. He has not grown into this energy. He has not earned this energy. So if you have crowned this masculine as a prince, I'm getting here he is far from it. And it doesn't mean that you have to hate on him. And it doesn't mean that you have to, like, you know, just, you know, shame or, you know, pity him or whatever. It's just realizing that he is not this king yet. He is not this person that can be your everything. There is a lot of work that he has to do. there's a lot of crap he's going to have to stop doing in order to tap into who he truly is. And I just am getting here for a lot of them. They're just not there yet. They're just not. And who knows if they ever will be, which is why it's very important for you, Divine Feminines, to always continue to focus on yourself, continue to focus on your own healing, your own journey, and your own life purpose and mission. You know, sometimes we have to forget this person, either temporarily or sometimes we get to a point for good. You know, everybody is different on their journey. Everybody's going to reach different conclusions. So that right there is what we have. So what is the masculine kind of hiding from, and what he is, just kind of like keeping from feminine? He's keeping from feminine who he truly is, but he's also keeping from other people who he truly is. He's keeping from being who he truly is for himself. So you've got a real confused, and I feel like this is probably why these energies came up. You've got somebody's identity crisis here, and you have somebody who's just unaware on how to make these shifts and how to change it. And they could be clinging to old ideas, clinging to an old attachment. They're attached to some old narrative that's just, they've actually outgrown that. It's outdated. I feel like they're due for an upgrade, and they just have not taken that yet. They have not taken this upgrade that has been available to them for a while. They're still just kind of swimming in an old pond that they no longer belong in or even resonate with. But we can't make people do the work. We can't make them change. So anyways, feminine, let's go ahead and go into now the masculine's higher self message to the feminine. So of course, this is coming from the higher self. This is not coming from the 3D self, which is where the masculine is truly stuck right now and where he is residing in at this time. So this is going to be that higher self energy, that 5D communication. So this is a combination of decks from Angelic Revelation 144. It's called the King D and the Queen B to the King D. So let me just go ahead and get these just kind of situated down here. Perfect. Okay. Oops. There we go. All right. What does this divine masculine with the feminine to know at this time from his higher self? Okay. This is what he wants her to know. He wants her to know that eventually he would like to no longer be controlled by this fear, because it says, I am no longer afraid. I want to take off that mask and show you who I really am underneath that mask. We know that right now this masculine is wearing a mask. We know right now that he is scared and he is not opening himself up to even himself. So that is a problem. But in this 5D energy, this higher self vibration, masculine really truly does not want to be afraid anymore. This right here is called the Gothic Horror Tarot. Now we have the Page of Pentacles. So did the Page of Pentacles come up earlier? Hold on for just a second. He's had 3 pages, right? It's just in the different decks. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So as you guys can see, all pages are coming through. And I feel like that means something. I feel like, pages are pages are students. Pages are still learning about themselves, who they are. So I feel like this is the masculine's higher self trying to tell the feminine that I am trying to do the work. I may not be successful at this, but I am at least trying. I'm trying to figure out who I am. And if that means I have to figure out who I am through the material world, through earthly possessions, through status, recognition or achievement, then that's just the path that I'm on right now. That's how I'm going to find myself. That's how I'm going to feel better about myself. So he is telling the feminine this. What else? I feel haunted by your presence all the time. So despite the separation, despite what this masculine may have said, he is still haunted all the time by this feminine's presence. He feels the feminine around him. Definitely feels the feminine around him. Yep, there it is. The 8 of Swords. So he has not let this feminine go. And this is not to give you guys false hope or keep you guys stuck, because just because someone is stuck or hung up on another person, it doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't mean they're going to do anything. There are people that I wish to be in contact with, but that doesn't mean I'm going to reach out. So it's just human behavior. It's just whatever your hangups are or whatever you're feeling about the situation is what you're going to do. So there's no guarantee that just because he is feeling this way that he will reach out. Okay, but he is still stuck in his mind. He still thinks about this feminine. This feminine all the time seems to be in his headspace. He feels like he cannot escape from her energy, her memory. That is what we have. We have, I am ashamed of my behavior. You only ever tried to be there for me. It is my foolish actions that kept us apart. So remember the Queen of Cups, you guys? The Queen of Cups was very, very loving, very, very gentle with this masculine, embraced him, accepted him for who he was. She may have been there for him through dark times. So he is also saying to this feminine from his higher self that he is ashamed of his behavior because he knows how good she was to him. Ten of Cups. Yeah, a Ten of Cups is a very happy card, you know. The Ten of Cups, it's like that ultimate happily ever after. So I do feel like this masculine is saying that I know that my behavior has kept us from this Ten of Cups that we could have had. You know, there was a lot of potential between you and I. There was a potential to get to this point, and I'm sorry that my behavior has sabotaged that. All right, one last message. You are home to me. And the Ten of Cups is about homes as well. I forgot to say that. So there is this feeling that of belonging. There's a feeling that this masculine has that, you know, is very homey and comforting. That Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups energy very much is tied to her. I feel like he wishes to be in her presence in times of just despair. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles to me is about building. The Ace of Pentacles is about really taking that seed and having a brand new beginning. So I do feel like masculine is trying to tell feminine in this reading that he may dream that one day he will have either the strength or the courage or will have, you know, financial means to be able to come towards her and build a life together with her. So I feel like it is here in his energy field that is something that he eventually wants to do, which is come home to his feminine. But again, you guys, we're not saying that this is going to happen or that this is guaranteed to happen, but this is just in the energy field of divine masculine's higher self. So that is what we have here for that. All right, so now we're going to go into the energy here of what can you learn from this unpleasant circumstance right now, divine feminine. What can you learn? What can you take for yourself? What can you learn? What can you take from yourself? This right here is from Angelic Revelation again. This is called Advice from the Divine on How to Remove Your Masks. And it's also called Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine Healing Wisdom Oracle. So what is healing wisdom for the divine feminine right now when it comes to this situation? We have life force. That's a beautiful energy. So this deck here, I don't remember what it's called, you guys. I'm so sorry, but I'll list it down below. Page of Swords. So now we've had all the pages come through this reading. I just feel like this means something. Pages are students. Pages are still learning. Pages, of course, are also about communication. But I feel like before people can communicate and come back together, I just feel like a lot of work needs to be done. So remember, this is advice for divine feminine on how you can, what you can learn from this situation. It says life force. Life force runs through your sacred heart, the earth, and all life-enabling divine wisdom, peace, and growth. So this is about your life. This is about the energy that runs through you. Now, that energy is also affected by your thoughts, which I feel that's what Page of Swords means in this instance here. What you're thinking about your life, what you're thinking about you, what you're thinking about, it creates change. It creates circumstances. Now, we can't necessarily control the actions of other people. We can certainly influence things, of course. And that's really what this is all about. You're influencing your life with your thoughts. So it's not about always keeping a high vibe and only thinking good things. That's total bullshit. It's not reality. You can't do it, okay? But it is telling you here that the energy that is in your field is what you have to work with. So what are you going to do with this energy, Divine Feminine? And I say this all the time. What are you going to do to make this pain matter? How are you going to transmute this bitch of an energy? What are you going to do with it? What good are you going to do with this? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to, allow it to push you to the next phase of your life? Use this pain, use this trauma, use this aggravation, anger, rage, whatever it is that's coming up in you. Use it to force change, as in positive changes, empowering changes for yourself. You're not meant to just sit back and constantly think about this divine masculine for the rest of your life and be in this state. Hell no, that's not what this is. This is for you too. What does this mean to you? What are you going to do? How are you going to create change in your life? What are you going to do with all this? What does it mean for you? Why does this happen to you? There's plenty of things that have happened in my life where I'm like, had that not happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So it forced me. A lot of unpleasant, uncomfortable things force us to make necessary changes. So allow this uncomfortable situation, Divine Feminine, to force you to get to the next phase, or to let go, or to do that healing, or to do that thing you always wanted to do, baby. That's what I'm getting from this. It's very empowering. Oh, love it. Birth and rebirth. Yes. Endings are merely opportunities for new beginnings. You bet your ass. That's correct. For sure. So without these endings, there would never be change, Without challenges, we wouldn't learn anything. So just keep that in mind, is what I feel that Page of Swords is telling you. Keep that in mind. Keep all of these things in mind, but don't obsess about them. Don't obsess about someone else's behavior and what they need to do to heal. Take that focus and time and energy and place it back on you. That's where the life force is. It's within you. And that's what you have to work with in this life. Okay? So I just feel like there is a purpose for this Divine Feminine. She is a way shower for others. She is an empowerer. Is that a word? She empowers and influences other people because of her energy. Her life force is so strong. What has not killed her has only made her stronger. She is a force to be reckoned with. Man, it's juicy. It's good. Okay? So this is who you are becoming because of all this crap you went through. The Hermit. Love it. The Hermit is someone who is alone but not lonely. There is a difference. Okay? You might choose to be alone, Divine Feminine, or you could just choose to go within with the Hermit. As in, this is a state of solitude. I embrace this. I embrace that right now, perhaps Divine Masculine and myself are just not on the same page. We might not be on this. We might not have the same energy flowing through our veins at this time. That is okay. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to let him do his thing. If this is something that's going to be rebirthed at a later date, then fantastic. And if it doesn't, or it just takes a little bit longer than we had anticipated, you're at least still going to be enjoying your life and putting all of that effort into things that you need to put effort into, which is yourself. Why? Because you need to show up for you to be able to show up for other people and live out your purpose and live out your mission and do what you came here to do. You did not just come here to suffer. You did not just come here for this connection. There is more to life than just this. Okay? And we have pure, I love this, another card that talks about being reborn. Every day brings a new opportunity to be reborn. You've got to purify your energy. It's not about being clean. It's not about being perfect and love and light, okay? It's just purifying your energy, removing the things that are disempowering you, removing the things that are, causing you to feel stuck and unhealthy. So every day you wake up, think of it as a new opportunity to change your mind, to change your circumstances, to change your routine. Every day is a new day. So sometimes if you're having a crappy day, this is something that happens to me. Sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be an amazing day. And then something happens and I totally unravel and I'm like, well, that just sucked. Guess what? Next day, perfect. Let me pick myself back up and do it all over again and maybe do it a little bit differently. Or maybe avoid some of those pitfalls, some of those things that I know are going to trigger me. Maybe I won't participate with that the next day, because participating with it that day in which I got triggered, what did that do for me but just disempower me? So every day is an opportunity to just, maybe not get up and check someone's social media, or maybe not get up and have that conversation with that friend. Maybe take the time and just drink your coffee or whatever, your tea, and sit with yourself with your own thoughts. That's a little bit of a shift. That's an opportunity to do something new, to change up your routine, so that way you experience a different life. If we keep doing the same thing over and over again, of course we're going to get the same results. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to shift. So every day brings you a new opportunity, Divine Feminine, to do something different. Page of Cups again. All pages here. Students. We are students of life. We are students learning every day. We'll probably never truly have it mastered. If we did, we wouldn't be here. We'd be somewhere else. But we are here to learn. Earth is school, baby. It is school, and it is a classroom right now, and you are learning so much about yourself. But the Page of Cups is also very creative, very dreamy. This is about, taking your dreams and making them come true, taking your dreams and turning them into a reality. It's never too late to do what you want to do in this life. It's never too late to live the life that you want to live. It's never too late to take that dream that you've always had and turn it into a reality. So if you have certain talents, or you have certain ideas right now, things that you want to do, ways in which you want to express yourself, it's time for you to start taking steps to do that. That is the path of empowerment. So this is just about a shift in focus. This is what is available to feminine. So you see how we can take a rather challenging, maybe even dark, kind of melancholy reading and turn that or shift that vibration around at the very end, which is why I like to end all of my readings with the focus being on you, the viewer. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and see, how are your spirit guides, your spirit team, how are they showing up for you? How are they helping to guide you and lead the way? This is called the Oracle Macabre, and this is by Four of Wands Tarot. And then this right here is called Dancing in the Dark Tarot. How are your guides leading the way? What is their ultimate guidance with this situation? Okay. Vulnerabilities exposed. So remember, a lot of this reading was very much about this masculine not feeling comfortable being vulnerable. So now we have someone is being exposed. Something is coming out. There's something that's shifting here. We also have obligation, feeling a sense of duty, and taking responsibility. I feel a couple of things here. I just feel like there is some kind of karmic pattern, and that is connected and tied to Saturn for me. It's very much about heavy burdens of karma. But there's an obligation or a sense that we owe people something, that we have to do something. So there, of course, there could be people that feel like they owe it to another person to stay with them, or that they have to be a certain way in order to make everybody happy, but they're not really happy. So there's this energy here, I feel, that is being offered from our spirit team on how to kind of get out of that energy, to get more in touch with our heart space, to not always think about how everyone else feels, and maybe think about how we feel for a change. What do we really want? Feeling powerless, tense interactions. So I feel that whatever power we have given to other people, we are going to be guided on how to get it back. How to close up that very burdensome cycle of worrying about what other people think. So I feel like this goes for you, Divine Feminine, and it also goes for the masculine. So there's something that is being guided. We're being guided to clear this energy, to empower ourselves, to take back our power from people that we've been giving it to, which doesn't serve us. Let's get some tarot cards here, because I feel like this is for both feminine and masculine. I'm going to get one card for masculine, one card for feminine. So when it comes to feeling vulnerable and being exposed, how is spirit showing up for masculine with this healing? Wow, really taking a stand. Seven of Wands means back off. This is also about a defense mechanism. This is what keeps the masculine feeling safe, is if he pushes everyone away, then he doesn't have to feel vulnerable. So there's something being worked out right now with his spirit team. Spirit guides are showing up, really helping this masculine to either lower his defenses, or by basically pushing back towards people that are trying to push him into being somebody that he is not. Let's take a look at the feminine's energy. Interesting, Seven of Cups. Picked up on that earlier, except for it was the Page of Cups, not the Seven of Cups. But the Seven of Cups is dreamy, and I think it's interesting that both of you guys are in number sevens. Sevens, to me, just my own personal opinion on the number seven, it's a very spiritual number, but it's also hardships. It's spiritual lessons and ascensions that come through hardship, okay, struggle. So I just feel that right now there's a lot of things that are being exposed right now. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of insecurities, a lot of things that are being torn down. And so what it's doing is it's ultimately helping us to kind of figure out who we are, where we want to be, what we want. The Seven of Cups is a card of the dreamer. The Seven of Cups is someone that has a lot of things in front of them. They have a lot of options. So I do feel like Divine Feminine, you do have a lot of options, but you might be afraid to make a decision, because that decision, if you make it, you might be afraid that it's going to take you away from this connection, or that it's going to blow the chances of this connection. So what I want to say in my advice for you on people that feel that fear, if you lose something, it wasn't yours to begin with, okay? It's time to step back into a powerful position. Don't hand over fear that if you do this, or you live your dream, or you make this choice, or you move here, or you do this or do that, that you're going to lose this person. If you lose this person by being true to yourself and by staying true to your own path, then this is not meant for you. I'm sorry, it's very cut and dry. That's it. So don't not make decisions or stay in a state of procrastination with your own life and moving forward with your own life on account that somehow you're going to lose this masculine, okay? If this masculine doesn't fight for himself, he can't fight for you. And we already know that he is really having a hard time fighting for himself. So this is going to take some time. So in the meantime, you guys, and it's not like you're just sitting here waiting for this, but in the meantime, you might as well make choices that suit your life. You might as well make choices that make you happy. You might as well do things to basically make those dreams come true for you, okay? Because if you don't, then you risk basically exposing yourself to a dead life, a life that's not flourishing, a life that's not growing, a life that's not ascending, okay? So you don't want to put yourself in that vulnerable position of just putting your life on hold, waiting for another person. That's not the decision to make here. The decision is for you to empower yourself and start making your dreams come true, with or without this masculine. Okay? So I feel like your guides are really coming through strong with the message about that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at this energy here of the Saturn energy, which is this obligation, feeling the sense of duty. All right, let's look at this masculine side of things. Okay, so we have the energy here of, what is this, the Hanged Man? Actually, no, this is Justice in this deck. I was going to say that does not look like the Hanged Man to me, but sometimes, no, that's not true. It is the Hanged Man. What the hell? It's a very, very weird card for the Hanged Man for me. That's why I'm very confused here. It looks like the Knight of Swords to me. And hold on for just a second. Hold on. I believe that this deck here, instead of saying the Knight, let me just confirm this, you guys. The Knights and the Kings and the Queens might just be numbered. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, that's the Knight of Swords. I'm like, what the heck? Can't be the Hanged Man. Never seen a Hanged Man like that. It's the Knight of Swords. So that Knight of Swords energy is someone who is charging ahead, somebody who is coming in hot, somebody who's basically taken heads. They're cutting things out of their life. I really like to see this now for the masculine. And the reason why is because there are some things that he feels like he's obligated to do. He feels like there's certain ways that he needs to be in order to appease everyone else. Well, guess what? His spirit guides are coming in hot and strong and saying, no, this is time for you to cut out this behavior. This is time for you to push back. This is time for you to say, this isn't working for me anymore. I'm not happy doing what I've always done. I'm not happy with this narrative this belief system or this persona that people have about me. I don't need to live up to that. I need to live up to who I want to be. So I feel like Spirit is coming through and saying that they are really working with masculine to take back his power. So this is feminine, and we have the Moon's energy for her. The Moon is very much about our dreams. It's very much about our subconscious, but it's also about our shadow side and our emotions. So I do feel, you guys, that for you guys watching the video, which I have assume is feminines, because feminines are the majority of my audience here, you are supposed to really take this time where you might feel this heavy burden of this karmic cycle right now that maybe this you or the masculine are stuck in, and really just choose to just kind of let it play out, let go within, work on your own stuff. This is kind of cool. We have the wolf, but we have this Dalmatian, and then of course we have the lobster here. I feel like the masculine is the wolf because he came up earlier as the Page of Wands with the wolf, the lone wolf, okay? This Dalmatian, you know, dogs in general, dogs are very loyal, they're very friendly. I feel like this Dalmatian is easier to get to know and play with than this wolf, okay? So for me, this is just telling me here that right now your guys' paths, you can see this path here, they're divided. You guys are on two opposite sides of the street. Your energy is just quite different. And so until the energy or the vibration is a match, I just feel like you guys will kind of continue to be somewhat in the dark and withdrawn from this masculine, okay? But then you have the strong feminine here in the Moon's image, and she very much has her eyes closed. And what is she doing? She's trusting her intuition. She's trusting her higher self. She's trusting the wisdom that she has within her about moving forward, about what it all means, about the guidance that she is being provided. So what I want to say to you guys, always trust your own wisdom and guidance and intuition above any freaking reading, whether it is a collective reading or a reading that you pay for. That is just guidance or just confirmation. Always trust your own guidance above anything else though, okay? That's where the true wisdom is at, lies within you. Beautiful. All right, last card. So this right here it says Moon in Pluto. So Pluto is about death and transformation, but it says feeling powerless, tense interactions. So what's going on here for masculine? Okay, so we have the King of Wands here. God, I'm getting very confused by this deck. Why does it not have the actual words? That's so trippy. Yeah, that's the King of Wands. Now, this is the first time that the king has shown up in this reading for masculine. It's all been about the pages. And of course, we just saw the Knight. I like this because to me, this is a transition. We start off as the page with the masculine. Then he turns into the Knight of Swords. Now he's got the King of Wands. The King of Wands is fantastic because the King of Wands is a go-getter. The King of Wands accomplishes his goals. The King of Wands learns lesson and has a lot of wisdom, okay? And is certainly sitting in his power, sitting on his throne. So I feel that this masculine, even though he feels powerless at this time, as he fights back, as he fights through this old image of himself, as he takes back his power, he is going to sit on that throne. So that's what Spirit wants for this masculine. Spirit wants this masculine to be in his power. They want him to be the ultimate divine masculine because they know that he's not at this time. And there needs to be a death of the old self, Pluto's energy. There needs to be a death of the ego, Pluto's energy. There it is, the transformation. So I feel like transformation is possible for anyone in this life. It's possible. Anything is possible. And I feel like that's what Spirit's trying to show us here, is that that's what they want for this masculine, to find himself, to step in his power, and to be the ultimate masculine that he can possibly be. Let's take a look at the feminine's energy. Three of Swords. A lot of stuff that the feminine is going to feel. Remember, the moon just came up. That's a lot of feelings. She's going to have to face a lot of heart energy. Okay? But what didn't kill you only made you stronger, divine feminine. Please always remember that. Make sure to transmute this pain. Don't allow this pain to kill you forever. Don't allow this pain to keep you from opening up your heart space in other situations. Don't allow it to kill you, to pierce you forever. You're meant to transmute, transform this energy, not let it kill you. So you're learning something about, we don't have power over other people. We don't. I mean, currently right now, it has nothing to do with any man in my life. It, I don't want to get too personal here, but it's a situation that's very close to me, near and dear. I am having to let go of the control. I feel powerless. And I am freaking heartbroken. I feel powerless on what I can even do. And the only thing that I can do is to accept that I don't have power over this situation or this person, that they're going to have to make their own decisions that are fucking heartbreaking to me, but they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to live their own lives. There's nothing that I can do but just sit back, and just let them make their own decisions in life. Let them be their own person, which is very hard for me, but it's just, that's the name of the game. But what's happening though is, as heartbroken as I was when certain things have taken place, I'm noticing day by day that I'm getting a little bit more into that acceptance that I don't have power in this situation. I can't control it no matter how much I want to. I can't plead my case no matter how much I want to. All I can do is just sit back and feel and process that pain. So I'm hoping that there's something that I just said in there that resonates for some of you guys out there. That's all that you can do at this time. And that's what Spirit is really guiding you to do, is to feel it. Because you got to feel it in order to freaking heal it. Anything that we try to push down, it will come out in some other way, shape, or form. And I don't know about you guys, but I am tired of freaking trauma responding. I am so sick and tired of it. I am so sick and tired of ruining friendships, ruining connections with people because of my trauma responses. Sick of it. So, I've got to feel it, and it's all coming in at once. Just a lot of things are coming in through this particular situation where I'm just like, wow, man, I have really made a lot of stupid decisions, or I've really made a lot of just terrible choices, done a lot of terrible things, been a terrible person, and I am just feeling it all at once. But what it is doing though, it's actually helping to transform me. It's helping to change me. It's helping me to not have as many tense interactions with people because I'm going, wow, maybe I should think before I speak, or maybe it isn't all about me, or maybe I really do have some issues and problems that I need to fix. So when we take responsibility and we look at ourselves and we look at all that crap, it's amazing how things start to shift and change around us. So hope that there's something in there that resonates with you guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the last set of cards here, which is the current likelihood that this divine masculine will return and apologize for what has gone down here. Let's take a look at that energy. So we're going to go into the Love Bites Oracle, and we're going to pair it up with the Ghost Tarot. We have Lonely Nights, lost in emotion, and dark side. Well, guys, what I want to tell you, I just got to be honest with you, because, you know, I'm always going to do that. This doesn't look to me like a divine masculine that's coming back tomorrow. Now, I understand that there's a lot of readings in the collective. So again, you know, that say different things. So you got to go with what you're feeling here. I'm just getting for this particular reading and this divine masculine that I channeled. And if you guys are resonating with this particular energy, it might not be tomorrow that this masculine reaches out and says that he's sorry. Okay. I still see some lonely nights. I still see people that are lost in their emotions. I still see people that are in their shadow side, or that we're in a dark side of this connection. So not something that's just going to, you know, change overnight here. Let's get some tarot. What's the energy surrounding lonely nights? We have the Five of Wands. So Five of Wands means that there's still drama, there's still conflict here. People may not know how to apologize. People may not know how to apologize for what went down, or they may just not be able to disconnect from the other people that are influential. I do see the Five of Wands usually as a set of people that are influential over another person, creating drama, shit starters. So I feel like that's still there. I feel like that's still going to be an issue moving forward. Not forever, but just we're talking about currently. What is the likelihood that this masculine is going to come back, you know, soon? I feel like there's still some crap to clear up. There's still people that are influential. There are still some dramatic situations. And it could also be that this masculine does not know how to apologize for the drama or the challenges that were created. So what's this lost in emotion energy? We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, to me, immediately what I'm getting here is family. There's family energy here. There's, and it's like, parent energy. You know, I kind of get an ancestral vibe here, but it's just like tradition. It's also about what people want for people in the end. I feel like there's still influence on somebody who's lost. Do they choose their emotions? Do they choose their heart? Or do they choose what has been carved out for them, which is, this is what my family expects. This is who my family expects me to be with. This is who people or society expect me to be. This person, this go-getter, this elitist, right? Or this person that is just successful and world known. I feel like someone is lost when it comes to their emotions. And so it's just easier for them to focus on the material. It's easier for them to focus on things that they kind of do have control of, which is what they're doing in the material world. So I just feel like this is still someone who is not really focused on healing, more or less focused on the outer world, materialism. But we do have the King of Cups now that comes up. So the King of Cups has to go through this dark side. The King of Cups has to go through the shadows in order to come out into the light. So the dark side of this is that someone is stuck in a cycle, and until the cycle is cleared, it's kind of unknown what will happen if this masculine will return. I do like the King of Cups, though, at the very end, because this does tell me that somebody is taking responsibility for their actions. They eventually end up in their heart space, and they eventually communicate what is in their heart space. But this might take quite some time before that happens, is what I'm seeing here. So anyways, you guys, I do hope that you got something positive from this reading. That's really what it's all about. In the end is for you. So I do hope that you got that. And I just want to say thank you for you guys for watching this reading. If you guys want to help out my channel, I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people is what I'm hearing. And so check to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. That of course will, help. And just any activity in my comments, happy faces or just, comments also helps the video as well. And I know I've been asking you guys at the end of every video. It is helping me. So I just want you guys to know I appreciate it so very much. So anyways, you guys, I will probably catch you guys this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, with another reading. All right. You guys take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.